A federal board says the explosion in Fremont this summer, which killed 2 girls and their father, was, quote, completely avoidable.
The report revealed a lot of new details about the tragedy at Horizon Biofuels plant in July. Let's get over to our Jacqueline Fernandez now to break down this report. Jacqueline.
Brian, Aaron, more than 7 weeks since this tragedy, and the U.S. Chemical Safety and Hazard Board says the facility still smoldering. Now, we do have a more detailed timeline on the explosion itself. Investigators saying employees reported the Horizon Biofuels facility operated normally the day before the blast. So we do have this bullet point here for you. The building made wood pellets, and preliminary evidence does show that blast was caused by a combustible dust explosion. The day shift operator, Dylan Danielson, brought his 8 and 12-year-old daughters to work, planning to take them to medical appointments that afternoon. The explosion took place just before noon. Exactly 10 minutes later, the general manager, who was working from home, called Danielson. Danielson answered and said he was trapped. Investigators say people working in a neighboring business went into the building to try and help. They tragically could not, and first responders evacuated them from the building. Now, we're going to show you a photo that shows where the girls and their father were there. You can see a look here on your screen. Inspectors say the break room where the girls were collapsed. The tower itself is what exploded. Now, because of ongoing fires at the building, their bodies were not recovered until the following day. Federal investigators are still looking into the operations at the plant, which led to the blast. As we previously reported earlier this year, the state was called to Horizon Biofuels for complaints about wood dust. We have the entire report available at firstalerts6.com.